Senator Ronald, Senator Cotton, please.
Ms. Wallander, you testified that you think President Obama's administration made mistakes in 2014 with the invasion of Crimea and its annexation. You also say in both your opening statement and in question 97 of the advanced questions for the record that you support the continued provision of defensive weapon systems to Ukraine. By that, do you mean to rule out the possibility of providing Ukraine with offensive weapon systems?
Senator, thank you. That is a very good question because defense assistance needs to be properly focused on the requirements of the partner or ally. I am not read into classified assessments about the balance of offensive and defensive capabilities that would be appropriate for Ukrainian defense needs. But I will say that I would not rule them out. I would want to, if confirmed, be fully briefed on Russia's capabilities and the threat it poses and Ukraine's requirements and take a comprehensive look at what is necessary for Ukraine to be able to defend its territory and its sovereignty.
Okay, so you don't want to rule out the potential for ever providing Ukraine offensive weapons. You just don't want to make a definitive statement on it until confirmed and read into the intelligence and the situation on the ground.
I think it would be, Senator, irresponsible to speculate without having full access to the classified information and assessments.
I understand and appreciate that. Would you consider air defense artillery systems, the kind of systems that could protect Ukraine against all those Russian helicopters that are on its border, to be offensive or defensive weapon?
I believe air defense systems to be fundamentally defensive in nature, Senator.
Okay, if Russia decides to go for the jugular and you've got Russian tanks and armored personnel carriers rolling across Ukraine's borders, it'd be nice for Ukraine to have artillery systems to strike those forces while they're still on Russian soil, wouldn't it?
Senator, I agree with you.
Okay. Artillery, that kind of artillery you'd characterize as an offensive weapon, correct?
Senator, I would. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that what becomes important is how such capabilities are deployed. They can be deployed in a more defensive posture and a more offensive posture, which is always one of the challenges. I need not offer this to you, given your public service and experience. So it could go either way, depending on the posture and the operational utilization.
So in 2014, we did not provide any kind of lethal aid to Ukraine. It was reported at the time and since then that President Obama thought it would be too provocative, that he even said that we're not going to risk a nuclear war or World War III over Ukraine. In retrospect, do you think one of the specific mistakes made in 2014 was not providing systems like Javelin anti-tank weapons to Ukraine?
Senator, I believe that one of the lessons I learned is that it would have been appropriate and necessary to provide Ukraine with what it needed to defend its territory, including the weapons you suggest.
Because the last administration provided Ukraine with javelins, and we didn't have World War III or nuclear war yet.
Senator, you are correct.
Okay. Mr. Plum, I have a question for you about potential negotiations with Russia. There have been some reports about the prospect of trading away the Aegis Ashore system in Romania, either removing it or reducing its presence as a bargaining chip with Russia. Some arguments that those systems could destabilize more than stabilize. Would you support removing or reducing the Aegis Ashore system in Romania?
Thanks for that question, Senator. I am unaware of that particular line of concern. I was actually instrumental in the Obama administration in establishing Aegis Ashore in Romania, and I guess I'd say I'd be very hesitant to try to use it as a bargaining chip without understanding the full security context.
I understand. Not exactly in the space policy domain, but it's complementary of a lot of those efforts. Thank you. Ms. Dalton, you'll have responsibility in part for our southwest border. Do you think it's a greater danger to the American people's prosperity and security that there are 100,000 Russians on Ukraine's border or 2 million illegal migrants having crossed our southwestern border in the last year?
Senator, thank you for highlighting both of these challenges and the scope of the security environment that we find ourselves in at present. If confirmed, I would look forward to addressing the challenges specifically on the southwest border, working very closely with the Department of Homeland Security and other interagency counterparts and local authorities. As discussing with Senator Inhofe earlier, I do believe it's a serious challenge.
Okay, thank you. Well, I hope you get some bright ideas for how to solve that problem, since it seems like most other parts of the administration so far have failed in that challenge. Thank you all.
Thank you, Senator Cotton. Now.